Yeah. Another day, another
week,
another week,
episode.
another episode, man.
It's late again.
I wasn't, Chibai.
All these full-time fuckers.
Sorry lah, Mr. Part-time, huh? Yeah. Wow. How's your week so far, man?
Decent, I guess. Not too bad. It's my break week, so another break.
Not bad, are you lepak, fella? Huh?
It's a work-life balance, bro.
Oi. Looks like mostly is not really a balance. It's mostly life. Less work.
Do you want to live or do you want to work?
I want to lift.
I don't think you even lift anymore, bro.
Damn, I still lift lah, but not as much as you.
You lift
bro.
your blanket, yeah.
Damn.
Anyways,
what are we talking about today?
Before we get into the episode, last week I forgot.
This week I forget lah. You know, we gotta give and take. You know, sometimes
let's start off.
Sometimes it's a good, sometimes it's a bad. Huh?
A wise man once said, "A foolish man complains about his torn pocket, while a wise man uses it to scratch his balls."
See?
Motivation for the week. Food for thought.
Food for thought.
Okay? So those who have torn pockets,
just sit down at home and scratch your balls.
look at it as an analogy for your troubles in life. Do not think that just because it's a bad thing, that it's a bad thing.
If it's a bad thing, it's a good thing actually.
If life gives you lemons,
scratch your balls.
lick it up after you take a shot of tequila.
You see? Alcoholics, this guy.
Or pop it into your bottle of Corona.
You see?
Not a sponsor. But today...
Oh, imagine if we got sponsored by tequila though. Corona. Damn.
Well, haram for you, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
Not for me though.
Yeah. I just put it there for advertising purposes.
Anyways, today we're going to talk about what makes our what? Our hearts tingle.
Our ball. What makes our
motivates
heart
us?
tingle?
Our main motivation.
Yes. So today
Some
we're going to talk about
the haters are their motivators, but I think they are just masturbators. I'm spitting fire today.
Today you a lot of shit. Must be some verbal diarrhea going on.
Anyways, motivation.
Yes. Motivation. Alright. I realize that in this generation nowadays, a lot of people lack motivation. Yeah, they don't fight anymore, like not physically fight lah, but they don't go
They
out
don't have
there.
the drive anymore.
Yeah, they don't go out there and do shit anymore. They just give up very easily in life. I wonder why.
I think now a lot of people are mentally checking out of things and just... Maybe it's the culture, maybe it's social media portraying things or achievements that they think they can't achieve in a sense. Hence, they are somehow checking out and think that they are not enough and they just go for the mere mediocrity.
Oh, damn. So basically
Just
they
being mediocre.
Yeah. So they just find the easy way out lah.
Yeah. And just the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
Where they can just get by. But fortunately for us,
yes,
we are not one of those people. And if you are, then...
sucks to be you.
Nah, that doesn't suck. I mean, you do you, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, hey, you do you, boy.
Yeah. But for us, I think the fact that we can think or picture in our heads that we can actually achieve something greater beyond us means that we are capable of achieving that. Not now, but in the near future.
Yes.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe yesterday.
Maybe yesterday, minus 600.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that's true. That was today, but okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, what drives you, Zachary Nevin Lopez?
Oh, wow. Full name some more. Damn.
Abdul Zachary. Or Ahmad Zachary?
None of the above, but okay.
To succeed. I haven't even finished my question.
Oh.
What drives you to succeed, my man?
Oh yeah, because you were busy putting out my name out there. But yeah, thanks a lot. What drives me is fear.
Fear?
Yeah.
Fear of what?
Just fear in general lah. Like fear is the biggest motivation for me lah. Right? I use the element of fear in everything I do. Right? I wake up early in the morning and hustle every day because I got the fear of being poor or even being mediocre, like you said, right? Many people out there, they use mediocre as a coping mechanism, right? Oh, okay lah. Everybody else around me is at
Doing
this standard.
the same thing. Yeah.
So I'll just be there. I'll just be at this standard also. There's no reason for me to work harder or something like that. But for me is I always want to be above the rest. I want to be
a cut above the rest.
Yeah, correct. I want to be better lah. I want to be better.
So intrinsically, you are scared to be lame.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly like that. Like literally like what he said lah. I just scared to be lame lah. I wake up and I'm like, dude, in the future I want to be in a freaking Lambo.
Oh.
If I want a Lambo, I need to hustle now, right? Like, dude, I want to.
But don't you have a BMW?
Not enough.
Bus, MRT, walk?
Not enough. Yeah. So it's like the fear of being mediocre, right? And that drives me in every aspect lah. Whether it's my 9 to 5 job, whether it's my
5 to 9.
Yeah, my side hustles, or whether it's me keeping fit or everything I do lah. Just the fear of being mediocre drives me insane sometimes.
What about extrinsic factors? Like,
what the hell is extrinsic thing?
Tangible things that you can physically get.
Tangible things that I can physically get.
Do they motivate you more than your intrinsic factors?
Actually,
like the fear of not having enough for your kid in the future, things like that.
Actually, not really. Like, if we are looking at worldly things, right? It doesn't really motivate me as much because I have come to this acceptance that if you put your 100% in anything you do, you can actually achieve anything you want. Right? I've known guys out there who's always wanted a Rolex. Right? For example. Actually, it's not even an example, it's a real person, right? This guy, he always wanted a Rolex. Doesn't matter what he do, no. His mediocre job, not even a high paying job, nothing. But he gave his 100%, he saved up, he did everything just to get a Rolex. Now he's walking around with a $80,000 Rolex watch in a mediocre job, mediocre life. And that's because he put 100% to do what he want, to earn what he wanted.
So did you ask him if he's happy?
I did.
After he got the watch?
Yeah, he said he was satisfied. He was happy with that. That was his goal. That was his goal. Short-term goal or long-term goal, nobody knows. But that was his goal, to have a Rolex, to wear a Rolex everywhere he go.
That's good.
And he earned it, right? So I use that as a, not say a benchmark, but as a realization to myself. Like if you actually wanted anything, you can achieve it. It's just a matter of how bad you want it.
Nice.
Yeah. So
for me, you say first?
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So what about you?
I read your mind, bro.
Yeah.
So I thought you asked it.
Oh, nice.
Is the SM58 inside
It's
my
the gay shit.
Hey, we are very matching.
Yeah, man. Of course.
Nothing wrong with being gay.
Yeah, nothing wrong. We are gay.
He is, but
with him.
He is, but for my motivation, intrinsically, fear of being mediocre is one of them. Like, I don't want to just be that
dude,
that father, that husband, that son that goes to 9 to 5, comes back home, does it for 5.5 days a week, and only can take holidays twice a year. Maybe.
Standard. Yeah.
And you're fixed and you're not flexible with your time.
Yep.
And also, another motivation would be having a good life with my partner and my future family that I want to build. and also the family that I have now. I want my parents to retire. Not gonna tell you all the timeline because they might be watching this, but
Soon.
yeah, those are my main intrinsic motivation. And I want my time to be really, really flexible and I can do things at my own pace. I think that's one of the most undervalued things that I want to strive for. And not many people might have the same mindset because some of them, they're just like, oh, I work 5.5 days a week for 4 weeks a month. I can get by with that and I can use the time that I have after work to, I don't know, just chill at home, hang out, which is also good. But I don't mind burning myself out now, trying loads of different stuff, but also refining what I'm already doing to make it plausible for me to live the life I want.
Right.
For myself and my future family that I want to build in the future. Yeah, but extrinsic motivation, of course, there is, but not the main reasons. And of course, they won't be, they might seem attractive now because we're still young-ish. But I think they will come as long as we keep doing our thing. They'll be, to me, I see them as milestones.
Right.
Once I have my first car, that will be the first milestone, for example. Once I have a house, there'll be another milestone. Once I have a nice watch, another milestone. So things like that. Certain motivation needs to be enticed on different days. Because different days you may feel like, fuck, I don't feel like doing this today. Then you have to go and sit down, take a moment to reflect and just like, okay, go through what you wrote. I go through what I wrote at the start of the year, what I want to achieve, the certain things that I want to achieve, both physically and personally.
Right.
So fitness goals, side hustle goals,
financial
goals.
Right.
And how I want to be my time now, most importantly. So every day, I try to look at them and I ask myself, oh, have I done at least one thing that will bring me closer to at least one of the goals today? And if I have not, then personally in my mind, I feel like I have not fulfilled the promise that I made to myself.
Yeah. So to you failed yourself lah. If you didn't,
And then I must, at least take the next hour or so, or the next few hours, just working on that one goal that you have.
Right.
Yeah. I think that helps keep track, but also helps balance the fact that you are not trying to juggle so many things at once. Because you're compartmentalizing everything within the 16 hours that we are awake. And you're like, okay, in the morning, gym. After that, lunch, do something for goal 1. 2 hours, another 2 hours, goal 2. 3 hours, another 2 hours, goal 3. Then you have your dinner. And then at night, you can go for another goal.
Yeah, or just your own free time if you want.
Yeah.
Right. What about those people who live their life with no goals?
I think those are the happiest people. To be honest with you.
Well, actually, I think those are the saddest people. But okay, you first. Why you think they are the happiest people?
Because they don't have that need to go out and get it. They're happy with what they have. They are most of the time they are most content. Because they are like, oh, why am I setting goals? Like, not that it's a good thing, but it can be good if your mindset is like, no, I have these few things in my life, I'm happy with this. And most of the times, mentally, personally for themselves, right, I think they are quite happy people. Because they don't have the need to keep going and they don't look at themselves as, fuck, I failed today. Or I didn't manage to achieve this. Oh shit, I'm such a loser or something.
Right.
Yeah. So they are just content. And that is one of the things besides the flexibility of time that is very undervalued as well.
Having no
Being
goals.
content.
Oh, being content.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Content with enough.
For me, I feel like they are the saddest people because the people that I know that have no goals, they are like lost sheeps. They don't know what to do with their life. They don't know what to do with their free time. That's one. They don't know what to do with their money if they are working full time, or they don't know where to progress on. They don't even know what they are living for or working for, or
That's
there's nothing for them to work towards, or even in a sense live towards, right? Like I know a few people who have no goals. Right? I like to ask people about their goals because it tells me a lot about themselves.
Yeah.
Right? So when I met a few people who are like, I don't have goals, so I just take things one day at a time. Right? Those people are the ones with no drive.
Yeah.
Right? They just, today they decide, I'm not going to give 100% at my work because why? I got no goals. The fuck? Right? Or they don't have, because they don't have goals, they don't commit to anything. They don't keep up to their word or anything like that. So it's like, to me, in my eyes, they look like the saddest bunch of people, right? And which is why I always encourage people, like you said just now, especially those within their 20s and 30s, just go out there and hustle, man. Right? Go out there, even if you find something that you like, find something that you're good at, just work at it, right? And if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, at least you tried, right? And setting goals give you this direction. It helps you narrow your direction a little bit more, right? Like how you say you journal down your daily goals, and then you see whether you've met them at the end of the day. And if you didn't meet them, why? Is it justifiable? If not, you feel like you failed the day, right? And this type of drive improves you as a person, which is something I feel everybody should have of all ages . Yeah. So with that being said, how do you set your goals?
How do I set my goals?
Yeah.
To me, I picture myself at the end of the year and I say, okay, what do I want for myself, for my family, and my partner and my loved ones? And then I see how can I make my life and their lives a bit easier.
Okay.
Whether it be convenience, whether it be freedom to do something or to go anywhere without thinking much. And one of my biggest fitness goals is that I don't want to be that dad who can't even carry his toddler up from the ground and having trouble carrying the kid.
Is that fear?
No, it's just I just don't want to be that guy. Like, be it like, cause now I have the choice to like, okay, set on eating decent, then set on days to go to the gym, for example.
Right.
Then why am I not doing that? If I have the time and I have the energy to do so, why am I not doing that? Yeah. So that's how I set my goals. Then the rest of the goals usually is like, okay, I've been doing music for a while, for example. How can I go further and challenge myself since I have a certain amount of time a day to do music?
Right.
Yeah. So it's about challenging yourself and see how far you can push yourself. And will people benefit from the things that I've done? Most importantly, the people around me. Will they benefit? And will I benefit from that? And will their lives and my life be improved?
Right.
So that's how I set my goals. Yeah. So
Interesting.
for example, if you have a financial goal, it's not just another number. It's it gives you the amount of time that you can save, or you can live life fuller.
Yeah.
And things like if you're aiming for a car, for example, or a vehicle, think about the convenience, the not having to worry about, oh shit, I have to wait for the bus. So bus takes about 10 minutes for it to come. Then I have to travel on the bus 20-30 minutes to the interchange. Then I'll change there to the MRT. So that takes around 1.5 hours just to get to my place.
Right.
See that? Then again, that saves you time. So convenience and the luxury to choose and not worry about how am I to get there today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So certain things like that, like I think of how to improve my life and the people around me. And what are certain tools that I can achieve or get. Then I'll set them as goals.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How about you?
For me, so what I like to do is at the beginning of the year, I will have a long-term goal. I will sit down and think of a long-term goal, which is for the year lah, right? And then once I figured out the long-term goal that I want to achieve for the year, I will try to compartmentalize it into the months. So I will start to have monthly goals.
Yep.
Right? And those goals are the ones that keep me going lah. It doesn't have to be something super achieving in a sense. Right? Like for me, one of the goals for me this year was to stay fit. Right? So I set a goal for myself, which is okay, every month I need to hit at least 10 to 15 times of just showing up at the gym. The moment you show up at the gym, you're going to do some shit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So 10 to 15 times a month. Go to the gym. Do something. Right? No excuses lah. If you're busy in the mornings, go in the night. You got something on in the night, go in the morning. You got something in the morning and the night, go in the freaking afternoon. You know?
Yeah.
Just try to be there. Be present. Right? And then I have mini goals as well. Within the month. Like, okay, I want to save up a certain amount. I want to reach a certain milestone in my side hustles, for example, and all that stuff. So all these motivations and goals is something that also keeps me going, or keeps or it makes time fly faster lah.
Yeah, super fast.
Because now you see, like in a blink of an eye, April already. Right? 4 months in already. 1 quarter is gone already, bro.
Yep.
Actually, it's not 1 quarter.
Is down.
Yeah. 1/3.
A quarter.
Yeah. So, yeah lah. This type of goals keeps me going lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you need to have short-term goals and long-term goals lah. If you just keep a long-term goal there, right, without any short-term planning, it will just seem too far for you.
Yeah. Then you procrastinate.
Yeah. Because you'll be like, oh freak, man. Like, my goal is still so far to achieve. I don't need to do anything today lah. Try again tomorrow. Try again tomorrow. Try again tomorrow. Before you know it, 31st December, you sitting down there, countdown, then you're like, the fuck, I didn't do anything, sir. You know? At the same time, your short-term goal has to be realistic also. Right? Because I know a few people who has great goals. Great goals for their long-term, great goals for their short-term. But their short-term goals is so unrealistic to a point where their goals burn them out.
Ah, yes.
Right? They put so much pressure on themselves to achieve that goal, it starts to affect every other thing in their life. It starts affecting their daily life.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, I've been there before also lah. Right? I've been in that situation where, oh shit, I want to achieve this much by the end of the week. I'm going to try my best to achieve this goal by the end of the week. And I set the bar so high. Right? And then there are times where I reach the goal at the expense of so many other goals.
Yes.
Right? That's one, where there's no balance. Or there are times where I try so hard to achieve the goal and I still fail. And because of that failure, it affects the rest of the month. the week 1 fails, and because I tried so hard, I take the second week to recover, the third week to procrastinate. The fourth week is just me having fear that, hey, I put in so much effort, I still fail. Might as well I don't put any effort already lah, you know? Because I'm not being realistic with myself. Yeah. So those are the troubles and that I face when I set goals. But at the same time, I have the fear that if I don't push myself hard enough, I will be nobody.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think pushing yourself is one thing, but you must firstly remember why you are doing this. Who are you doing this for? So purpose and your motivation must be there.
But have you ever been burned out before not? By one of your own goals?
A burned out? Maybe, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel it that hard. But I think taking a break when you're working on certain goals is good. It is more beneficial than pushing 100 every day. Because showing up every day doesn't mean you give it your all every day.
Right.
Like giving your 100%. Could be some days you feel like shit. Some days you want to quit and just be normal for a bit. So on those days, you can give lesser, but you still did something. It doesn't need to be 100% every day.
So you still show up at least.
Yes. You show up. You do what you can. And on better days where you feel more motivated, then you can go 100% and beyond.
Right.
Yeah. And you must also remember your who and what you are doing this for, your purpose. If my purpose is to improve the lives of my family, my loved ones, and the whole purpose of me trying to improve their life is to spend more time with them, then why am I sacrificing time in the present as well? That shouldn't be the way. So a lot of times when I'm like out, then I'm thinking about work, then I just don't feel like interacting. I'm like, wait, why am I doing this when my goal was to have more time for them?
Right.
So why not just take this time off? It's the weekends, for example. Why not just hang out and actually be there? Because men are quite creatures of doing. So sometimes we forget to be there with people.
That's true.
And a lot of dads and fathers in the previous generations are doers, which is what we're programmed to do. But that's why children feel quite disconnected with their fathers. Because they do, but they forget to be there.
Right.
And for younger people, for the kids, they only remember who was there for them, not what you brought to the table.
That's true.
And that's how I don't get burnt out. And when it's time to do work, I do work. When it's time to hang out and be there with my family, friends, loved ones, my partner, then I be there. Then I just try and enjoy the moment. However, sometimes certain problems arise, then you'll be like, oh shit, you'll still be thinking about it. But you have to tell yourself that, okay, this is not the time to. There will be a time and place, maybe in your office or at home, where, okay, you can focus on that certain problem, that then you solve it. Not at a place where you're supposed to be interacting, you're supposed to be spending quality time. Spending time is one thing, but if you go there and you don't interact, don't spend quality time with them, then there's no point to it. Then your overall goal won't have meaning. Because that was your goal at the end, but now you're not even trying to fulfill it.
Right.
So that's how you avoid burnout. That's how I avoid burnout.
There's some deep shit, bruv.
Because it's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
I got one last question for you before you wrap this shit up.
Yes, sir.
What's one advice you would give to someone out there watching through this three lenses camera? It's a 3 lens because we are using the iPhone 15 Pro Max.
16, bro.
Oh shit, 16 Pro Max,
bro.
Not a sponsor. But then,
I wish.
yeah. So what's the one advice you would give to someone or the people out there who are still looking for their motivation?
Looking for your motivation.
Yeah.
That one, I would direct them to something called IKIGAI. I don't remember the certain headers of the Venn diagram, but you must find your purpose. If you have a purpose for doing something, then you'll find a motivation to working towards that goal. If you don't have a purpose in life and you're still finding your purpose in life, that means you haven't tried a lot of other things. And you haven't tasted a few things that life can offer.
Right.
Because only when you have tasted the things that life can offer and what time can offer, and then you'll be like, oh, that means I can spend more time with my loved ones.
Then you know what you want lah.
Then your purpose is there, spending more time with your loved ones. How
Right.
can you do that? By doing this, balancing everything, not overworking, then it will lead you to your goal. So find your purpose, find what drives you. Look up Ikigai. Yeah.
Sounds like some weird guy or IKIGAI.
It's a Japanese term that helps you figure out what pays you, what things you love, what you can get paid for, things you love, that will be like passion or career. So it helps you compartmentalize things.
Yes.
Saying too much.
Yeah.
But Ikigai.
IKIGAI.
Just pick up a Venn diagram of that from Ikigai, then just write things down in that Venn diagram. Then you'll be like, okay, so maybe I can do that. Yeah.
A lot of wise words from Jen
Ikigai.
Kakayan today.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
With
How about
that
you?
being said,
How will you motivate someone who's trying to find...
how would I motivate someone who's trying to find their motivation?
Yeah.
For me, I would actually tell them to, similar to what you said, find what makes you happy. Right? Same thing like the Rolex guy story. When he got that Rolex, he was happy as fuck. Okay? Even though we couldn't understand it, right? You may not understand why me and Jen wants to hustle so hard, right? Because that might not be your term of happiness or your term of your own purpose, right? So you need to find your source of happiness, your source of purpose, and what you want in life. There's people out there who just want simple things. There's people out there who want grand things. They want Lambos, they want Ferraris, they want Ducatis, they want Bugattis, they want everything. There's people who they want to own their own shop, their own restaurant. There's people who just want a kopitiam. There's people who just want to be a shoemaker. My point is that find what you want and work towards it.
Yeah.
The moment you start working towards what you want, that's a goal.
Yeah.
Right? For many people, they don't even know what they want. So they don't know what they're working for. They're just working to sustain in life.
Yeah.
Just to pay bills. Just to pay for their food. After that, they don't know what to do. Right? And they always turn out to be the saddest people. So find out what you want and work towards it.
Yeah.
That's the
And I actually
advice.
found the Venn diagram. So Ikigai, finding your Ikigai. So basically every person has what they love, what they are good at, what they can be paid for, and what the world needs. So right now my trouble is finding what the world needs. But if you combine what you love and what you're good at, that's your passion. If you find something that you're good at and you can get paid for, that's your profession. Then what you can be paid for and what the world needs, that's a vocation. And if you have what you love and that's what the world needs, that's your mission. Then all these 4 things combined is your Ikigai.
Ikigai.
Yeah. So
Yes.
go and write out things on that Venn diagram just to help you visually see it. You'll notice some things that you've never seen before. Then you're like, maybe I can do that. Because you're combining maybe your gaming with like videography and your power to talk, for example. Or your skills to talk. Yeah. So find it. your
Food for
motivation, your ikigai.
Yeah.
Before we end this off, Zach, what did the wise man say?
A wise man once said, fall down 9 times, get up 10. But you fall down 11 times, find out why you keep falling down.
Until next week.
Until next week.
Catch you guys.
Ciao, ciao.